Good afternoon. Welcome to day 22 of me filming every day for the last 30 days. Well, 30-day challenge. I haven't done it for 30 days because it would be day 30. But it's day 22. I've turned up for 22 days and I'm very, very impressed with myself that I've managed to continue. Not saying I don't always finish things, but I don't always finish things. I've moved location today because there's a new neighbour 2 doors up. He's topless and he's watching me. And it's just creepy. He's probably a nice guy, but it's just awkward. Yeah. Big day today. Got 3 things on my mind. 1, why do I keep going back to eating baked beans knowing that they're going to give me really bad cramping? Because I like them. So yes, for lunch today I thought, oh man, I could go some baked beans. So I just opened a tin and I had like 4 mouthfuls of baked beans. Oh, love them. And now I'm happy to be sitting down because I got cramps. You think I would learn? No. Let's eat baked beans. Let's see if this time I don't get pains in the gut and then fight. I'm not going to fight on this because that'd be rude. The second thing, I've been really productive since Friday and I feel good. I feel a little motivated. I feel like I could say I'm a little disciplined, which is a good thing because I've walked every second night. My legs are a bit sore, but I've been walking every second night with my husband. I'm wearing my weighted vest. I'm up to 4 kilos now, which I know it doesn't sound like much, but when you're walking 3 kilometres with a weighted vest, it gets heavy. Practicing for when we go to Europe and I'm carrying my 5 kilo camera bag around with all my treats and water bottle and jacket and miscellaneous. So yes. And the third thing is rejection. Not you're a reject. You're the reject. It's the feeling of rejection and that underlying hurt when you are perceived to have a little bit of rejection. I guess that's what the whole umbrella would be, rejection. And that comes under, like, if someone calls you and then they're like, oh, I'm a bit busy, like, can I call you later? And you sort of feel that pang of, oh my gosh, my stomach. Baked beans. Why do I do this to myself? I will get some good farts later and I can't wait. They're going to be funny because farts are funny. I don't care if you're prissy, whatever. I think farts are the funniest things in the world. How to diffuse a situation? Fart. That's what's wrong with the world. People are so angry and mad at each other. You need to fart. Just break up the situation. It'll be so funny. Nothing beats a good dry fart. Having any drama, fart. Funny. Farts will always be funny. That's going on my gravestone. Farts will never not be funny. Rejection. So I had a call. I called my friend and then, she said, oh, I'm so sorry. I got a deadline. I gotta, do you mind if I can call you later? I was like, yeah, no dramas. But oh my gosh, I felt such rejection. And then in my brain, I'm like, she doesn't even want to talk to you. She doesn't even like you very much. Like you're impacting her relationship between you two. Like she doesn't really like you. Instantly went down that rabbit hole of, negativity, which I guess is how I tend to go. And then, when anything becomes rejection, I guess, just not feeling good enough and not feeling like you're worthy of someone's friendship or worthy of someone's time, not being validated. Not that you need to be validated because you shouldn't need validation. Yet we're humans and we do. And you tend to look for it in the wrong places. The only validation you really need, well, you don't seek it, I guess. You should just have that identity in Christ and you are validated through that. Like, he died for you on the cross. That's enough validation. That's all you need. But as humans, we are constantly searching and constantly looking for validation. For my life, obviously, you know the story if you've gone back to watch the 21 episodes of me blapping on about things. My stepmom rejected me, and we had a chat a couple of years ago. Well, she had a chat with me. She blurted out a few things, and still not sure how to process that. So I'll get around to that eventually. That's a tomorrow problem. But when she mentioned it, like for years before before a couple of years ago when she mentioned it, 2 years ago, I think it was, I just had such a deep sense of rejection, but not actually knowing that that's what it was called. So having that feeling of all I wanted was her to love me. That's all I wanted. I was constantly seeking her attention, constantly seeking for her just to love me, just to see me and not be the way she was. I was constantly seeking my stepsister's affections and love and acceptance. All I wanted was them to love me. Again, looking for things that just didn't happen. I never felt accepted by them, ever. I was heavy set, which just means I wasn't rake thin like them. I was more of a tomboy. I was raised with boys. And I am more of a boy. I'm not a prissy girl. And that's okay if you're a prissy girl. Good on you. I've just never experienced that. Just not fitting into their mold. So just being rejected, which I know has domino effect of not helping. It's been a domino effect of me people pleasing and wanting people to like me. So sort of morphing into this chameleon type character where you're just changing to be something that people want you to be, which doesn't always fit well. It's a suit that does not sit well. Yet I just kept trying to put it on. It just felt too big. It was uncomfortable. It just wasn't me. It wasn't me. And I constantly sought their love, and that's what I was rooted in, their love and affection for me, just to be accepted, just for them to say, I love you, like sincerely, not just, I just never had that. And I know that impacts you a lot. Your childhood things impact you a lot. Whoop, comes the wind. So yeah, today when my friend said that, I felt a pang of rejection and went down that instant thought path of, she doesn't really even like you. Why are you friends? Like, why'd you call her for? She's working. You got a day off and she's working. She only tolerates you. And then I just was like, wow. Like God was sort of prompting me to, hey, you're going down the rabbit hole of rejection. I did stop, I think, a couple of years ago, to be honest. When I say stop, I can't actually pinpoint the time of when I stopped caring if my stepmother and my stepsisters, I just didn't care if they liked me anymore. I don't know what changed. It wasn't overnight, but it was a sense of just clarity. It was just absolute clarity. I don't even know what it was. I mean, it was probably partially related to me going through menopause where I just didn't care what anyone thought, but not in a rude, stuff you type way. It was, I just let go of so many things. I was just like, what am I doing? Like, what's the point in a bad way? Like, what's the point? Not or what's the point, but what is the point? I think going through menopause has really shaped me into who I should have been, maybe. Just a thought. It's just not done in things. I just don't tolerate things anymore. And I don't like it when people say that, because it comes across as I'm like, well, I'm not tolerating that anymore. It's not coming from a place of anger or hurt. It's freeing. It is just, it's okay. Cool. You do you. That's no dramas. I honestly could care less, but not in a rude way. And I don't think people can get that until they've actually experienced it. I had a chat with someone recently and they said, oh, maybe you sound like you got a little bit of bitterness towards them. I'm like, actually, I don't. I don't have any resentment or bitterness. It's, if I never saw them again, it's okay. Similarly, if they knocked on my door and said, hey, can you help me with such and such, or would you mind? I would literally give them the shirt off my back, provided I had a shirt underneath. Again, I would do that. And people come in and out of your lives, and just because they're under the banner of family, we lived together for 10 years. It wasn't even 10 years. It was more like 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 7 years, 8 years. It was only 8 years. It was only 8 years of my life. It felt like an eternity, but it was 8 years of my life that really, really reshaped me as a person. It almost like restructured my DNA into being this person who was consistently chasing love and affection and just to be seen and just get a hug. That's all I wanted. Never got it. And then, you obviously, there were some lovely ladies in the church. Shout out to, I think 3 of them have passed away now. 2 of them have passed away now. But Irene, she just loved me like a mum should. She knew my mum too, so I think I didn't know that till later in life. And Monica, she took me under her wing, and Nancy, Monica, and Irene, lovely ladies. They could see that I wasn't treated correctly, and this is not to point the finger, because I understand that people have their own bag of issues. I get that. I understand that and see that through compassionate eyes. However, as an 8-year-old, I was about 9 when they started to take me under their wing. They could see that I wasn't treated correctly. And nothing, like they saw it, they did something, it was nice. I don't know if they talked to my dad about it or if they approached Annette about it. Oh, I shouldn't have said her name. Oopsies. But they could see the gap that I had in my life. They could see that I was lacking. And I just wanted to be loved. Like, looking back at my little stinky Rachy self, I say stinky because after Mum died, I started wetting the bed. Nothing was done about it because I don't know if that was just, I hid it for a while, but I was the smelly urine-soaked girl. I could smell it. I used to hop into a wet bed every night back then in the 80s, we used to wear long nighties. And I remember in wintertime, it was... I remember in wintertime we used to wear these really long flannelette pyjamas, just like a dress type thing that came up to here. And I just remember hopping into a cold, wet bed. But I was too ashamed to say that I'd wet the bed because I already got in trouble for it. And there's no judgment on her for how she reacted. She shouldn't have reacted that way. But I was obviously so traumatized by the death of my mum. I was peeing the bed. Why was nothing done about that? Now, with all the information you have, or, I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. That's just how it was. Again, I'm not blaming. I'm not pointing the finger of blame or shame. But that's my life. I'm speaking the actual truth. That is what happened. To the point where after Mum died, we end up moving in with my Auntie Jenny for a little while. I think it was only a couple of weeks. And I used to want to sleep in the bed with Dad. So we'd all sort of rotate around and try and sleep in the bed with Dad because we're all children missing Mum. And I do remember the sound. It's embedded in, it's literally burned in my brain. The sound of plastic. You know when you used to be toilet training and you can hear the crinkle of the plastic sheeting underneath? That's what it was. And I remember Dad not wanting to because he didn't, obviously, if you laid on it, you would get the wee. He was heavier than I, so obviously when I weed, it would roll down and he would get wet. So I can see why he didn't want to sleep again. Again, I felt rejected because he's like, oh, no, you sleep on the floor. And I was like, but I miss my mom. And, but I know why he didn't want to sleep there. But as a child, I was like, he just doesn't love me. But he didn't want to get my wee on him because I was wetting the bed. Nothing was done about it apart from, not allowed to drink water later in life, later in, the year. But I do remember that I can still hear the sound. Anytime I hear there's a certain sound of plastic when it crinkles, I just immediately am taken back to peeing. It's not even funny. It's a trauma response. I did that for about 1.5 years, and I don't know. I either grew out of it or I did it till I was quite, for a couple of years at least. And I just thought, looking back, I know it's a trauma response. My psychologist has also said that. I know I'm uncomfortable talking about it, but having that rejection, it's just underpinned a lot of things in your life. When your childhood hurts really just stay with you. And it's a shame that when you get to my age, 53 this year, that you know a lot of things and you look back and you reflect, and that's what you do when you get older, I'm assuming. But I just wish I could go back to little Rach and say, hey, it's okay. It wasn't a big deal. Oh, it was a big deal. At the time, anyhow, that's what I'm trying to say. Rejection, I'm working on it. God is outlining it to me every time I feel it. Like, it was a deep pang today. Wow, that's a loud motorbike. That's day 22. My thoughts for the day. Don't eat baked beans if you know you can't eat them because you're going to fight. Whatever the second thing I talked about was fun. Oh, being productive. I'm being so productive. So I'm sort of motivated. I have already got dinner on, and I went food shopping today for the first time in, like, actual food shopping. I have done a click and collect, but not a proper shop. So today I did, and I've planned out my meals, and I'm on the road. I will probably exercise again tonight, go for a walk after dinner, walk off my rejection. Yeah. It's got to be comfortable in your own skin, and it takes a while. 53 years it's taken. I'm finally sort of comfortable, semi-comfortable. I'm getting there. Ooh, crows. Wow, mate, we got a mad tall tree, and as you can hear, it's like massive crows. It must be bird o'clock because they're all out flying around. Must be doing their last minute errands before they go to sleep. That's enough from me. Day 22, 8 days to go. It's been a ride. It's been fun. It's helped actually quite a bit. Oh my goodness. It's helped me quite a bit talk through things and process things. And yes, it's been an arduous task at times where it's just like, I have to film. I just don't want to. It's like showering in winter. Sometimes you're like, I just don't want to because it's cold, and then you got to get out, and then it's, cold. I changed my sheets today. I was so excited. Changed the bedding. And then tonight when I shower before I go to bed, because I will, probably, I should, I will. I'll set an alarm. I've got to stick to it now because I've set it. I will hop into fresh sheets, and it's most exciting. Day 22. Thanks for listening to me yabber rabber on about fun things. I don't know if I'll continue filming after this. Once I hit day 30 and have my own little celebration of 30 days, yay. I just don't feel like I can maintain every day. It's a lot. Possibly do one time a week, but then what do I yabber about? What was the point of it? Just to share my thoughts, not my farts. I don't think I'll eat baked beans again. I have got severe cramping. I'm so glad I'm sitting down because I'm hunched over and I'm like in my stomach. Well, with that, bing bong, smell you later, stay classy, don't eat baked beans, work through your rejection, and if all else fails, pull my finger.